fighters are happy to get 2 fights in 1 year. My next guest is fighting twice in less than a month. I caught up with Manuel-Rey Rojas. And part of that September 19th card, we have Manuel-Rey Rojas joining us. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Hey, it's good to have you.
All right. Sorry about that. Okay, so let me just start over because there's like something just blew over my notes and everything.
Yeah, okay.
All right, here we go. 3, 2. And part of that September 19th card, we have Manuel-Rey Rojas joining us. Thank you, sir, for taking the time.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going well. I'm excited to be talking to you. I know you have you have a fight actually coming up before September 19th.
Right.
So let's first talk about the confidence that Southpaw Promotion has in you as a fighter, putting you back-to-back, basically 2 fights in 1 month. That's a little odd usually.
Yeah, it is. But right now I'm just trying to stay busy. I don't think, I'm sorry for not knowing my own stats, but I don't think I've ever fought 4 times in the same year. So right now I'm just trying to stay busy. I fought once last year in October, this year in January. I'm trying to get that fight in August in 2 weeks, and then again in September with you all. So
now, does having that many fights in 1 year, does that make you tired, or do you feel like you're kind of get the momentum because you're in a zone?
Yeah, for me, it's a momentum thing. Just staying busy, getting good rounds in, you know, building my record up.
So August 29th, you'll be against Noel Ichivara, and of course, then on Best in Boxing pay-per-view, our second pay-per-view on September 19th, you'll be going against Alvarez Garcia. What do you know about your opponent there?
I don't know much about the opponent on September. It hasn't been nothing has been confirmed with me yet on who the opponent is. But as far as Noel Echeverria, I know he's a good fighter, and you know he stepped up and fought some big names. I think he's lost almost every time, but he's still good, like a good opponent for me.
I mean, you fought some really big names. I mean, your record is 18-4, I believe, right now. But I feel like you have one of the best resumes when it comes to the level of fighters you've gone up against without fear. I mean, you fought Felix Verdejo, who, of course, is a Puerto Rican Olympian. That was on a top-ranked card on ESPN. So what is it like to be able to fight on that level and go against that type of competition?
I mean, for me, it means a lot. It shows that I'm stepping up. I really want to be considered an elite fighter, and to be considered elite, you have to defeat elite fighters. And with that, you just have to take those chances and, you know, fight them. You know, I may not win, but I know where I'm at, and I know what I need to do now to become a better fighter.
I mean, like you said, if you want to be elite, you got to fight elite. You got to be elite. You went 10 rounds with Verdejo, and you looked really good doing it. So even though you did get that loss, what did you learn, and how did you feel walking away from that fight?
I feel really good. I know in the ring, I knew there was things that I could have done differently, but I think that just came with the ring rust and having been off like such a long time. I think it was like 1.5 years that I hadn't fought. But I mean, from that, I learned just to stay a little bit busier and take a little bit more chances, you know, keep myself in the fight.
Gotcha. You're able to watch it as a fighter, or do you watch the fight as a fan?
No, I watch it as a fighter.
Got to learn something too, because there's things I'm sure that you see afterwards watching the tape, but then also when you're in there, you're like, oh man, that was an opportunity missed, or I did well doing this.
Yeah, when I'm watching tape on myself, I'm real critical, even in my wins and the things that I do good. I really try and look at the things that I do bad, mostly.
That's good. Keeps you moving forward for sure. Now you're trained by Vince Para, who is known for kind of elevating each fighter in their own style, really pulling out their own style. What has he taught you about yourself and your style in the ring?
Just to be more patient and actually like sit down on my punches. Before I had Vince as a trainer, I was like all over the place with my technique. Really didn't know, you know, what I was doing in there, just adapting as I was fighting. And with Vince, he kind of just settled me down. It was like, hey, look, like do this, you know. So he's just really tightened up my technique.
Now, you mentioned having a little bit of ring rust when you fought Verdejo, but now you've got several fights on the calendar for this year, maybe a little bit of momentum. But how did that affect you when it all came to a halt in March or so when COVID-19 shut down everything?
Oh, man, I didn't know when I was going to fight again. I didn't know when boxing was going to be back. It was a good thing that I had fought this year before everything had happened. I was on one of the last cards before everything shut down. So, you know, I'm grateful to have fought this year. But to be honest, it's just good to be fighting again, to know that I have 2 fights coming up.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you get that energy from the crowd? Do you feed off them at all? And how might that affect you with an empty arena around you?
I do feed off of the crowd, but there's been fights where I walk in and I'm the opponent and the crowd isn't even there for me.
Right.
And also, sometimes I do better in sparring matches when no one is around. So, you know, it's going to be different fighting with no fans, but I'm all for it. You know, it's not going to make a difference in how I fight.
Yeah, you certainly have a lot of fans. They just can't be there in person. How has the world of streaming and companies like Best in Boxing, do you think helped the sport in general get the names out of people who, you know, might not have been known in the sport or are still in the developmental stages? Because now instead of just relying on the gate, you've got fans that we're streaming to across the world.
Yeah. I think it's good to be streaming sports right now. You know, there's not really a lot going on, especially this Best in Boxing. I don't really know how much is the pay-per-view. Is it $5?
It was $5.99.
Yeah, $5.99. See, that's a good deal. I think UFC this past week is close to like 75. So, I mean, you're getting sports for really cheap on a good quality streaming service. So it's a good thing what Best in Boxing is doing right now.
Yeah, and Best in Boxing usually does very good matchups as well. They're really good fights. So, you know, I know we want to see some knockouts, but we also as fans want to see some good fights. So do you prefer to go the distance? Do you like to end it or try to end it quickly? I mean, what is your mindset when you step into the ring?
My mindset is to just go in there and beat somebody up. Like, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter when you're a fighter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter like if they go 1 round or if they go 10, you know, as long as I'm in there and I'm having fun beating someone up, that's all that matters to me.
Having fun beating someone else. Well, that other dude is trying to punch you as well. So when does that switch happen for you, being Manny outside the ring and then being Manuel-Rey Rojas, the fighter?
Probably when I get hit with that first good shot.
Everything
but to be honest, I think I like to get hit first before like you know, I know when to turn that switch on. Like I need to get touched up a little bit to know like, all right, like I really need to be on my toes with this guy. You know, he's kind of dangerous.
Well, you are certainly dangerous, and you are not afraid to go against another dangerous man. Like I said, record is 18-4, but you have one of the best resumes as far as the level of opponents you've faced, and you are not afraid in there. So we cannot wait to see you. So good luck on August 29th, and we hope to see you on September 19th as well on the Best in Boxing pay-per-view.
Okay, thank you.
Best in Boxing presents September 19th.
This is a young man that they have tremendous hope for.
Kevin Torres takes on Jose Cuevas in a power for power showdown.
And this is not body repair, folks. This is body destruction.
A lot of power in both hands. He scored a lot of knockouts here in the Best in Boxing. A lot of one-punch knockouts.
That's it. That's all she wrote. Kevin Torres with a sensational first-round knockout.
The Diamond Boy Torres.
Kevin Torres versus Jose Cuevas, September 19th, 3 p.m. Pacific. Only $5.99 pay-per-view. Tickets on sale now at bestinboxing.com.